With our next discussion, United Spirits, that was the stock which was in focus all weekend. The United Spirits board has asked Dr. Vijay Mallya to step down as the non-executive chairman. But Vijay Mallya has said that he will not. He intends to continue as chairman because he has a valid contractual agreement. Jayant Gupta, the former executive director of SEBI and managing director at Stakeholders Empowerment Services, and Pratibha Jain, a partner and head of infra practice at Nishit Desai Associates, joins us now to discuss this issue. Good morning to both of you. Pratibha, I want to start off with you and try and understand legally what is tenable. If the shareholders agree to keep, Vijay Mallya on board, then what can the Diageo board do from here on?
So let's understand the facts that are available through public sources. The Diageo currently holds more than 50%, about 55% of the company. So they do have the majority in the company, which means they control both at the shareholders level meeting and the board. So they can get the resolutions through. In terms of removal of the chairman and the director, the removal of director can only happen at the shareholder level. The process for removal is provided under the Companies Act, is very detailed, and there is a strict procedure to be followed. It's taken very seriously, especially in India, for removal of directors. So it's about a 45-day process where you have to give notice to the director. And also what we know is that there is an agreement in place between Diageo and Vijay Mallya, where Vijay Mallya has been given a vote-along right by Diageo to keep Mallya as chairman of the company. To the extent that there is any discrepancy between the shareholders' agreement and what the shareholders want to do and the company wants to do in a meeting, if there is a diversion, it is what happens as per the articles that rules. Now the articles will give the power to the majority shareholder. If he has more than 50%, he can remove a director by following the due process of 45 days. To the extent that the shareholders agreement says something to the contrary, if there is a breach, then you go to the court and you fight over it for the breach of the agreement and for monetary compensation. However, the practice today has become, due to this established rule in India, that the shareholders agreement gets incorporated in the articles of the company. So the provision where there is a vote along where Mr. Vijay Mallya is required to be as the chairman and Diageo is supposed to vote in favor of any such resolution is in the articles, and the company will have to enforce it. So I actually expect Mr. Mallya to go and get a stay either through a Section 9 if there's an arbitration agreement, or in a CLB or a civil suit, asking for a stay from this going through if Diageo tries to remove him.
I'm a little confused, Pratibha. Just hold on. At the moment, we're getting the Bharti Infrastructure numbers, and they look a tad better than what the street was expecting. 530 crores was expected, and they are delivering close to 560 crore. So a slightly better than expected number. That's always good to see. We are out of practice with seeing better than expected numbers. So this is a good set coming in. We'll get you more on that. Pratibha, what are you saying now? What will prevail? Diageo's, Dr. Mallya's, agreement with Diageo that he should be retained as chairman will prevail, or the shareholders' vote will prevail?
So, to the extent that the shareholders' agreement provision, which requires Diageo to vote in favor of Mr. Mallya to stay on as the chairman of the company, if that is incorporated in the articles, then that will prevail, unless there is a contrary direction either from a court or a regulator asking the chairman to be removed.
Okay. Mr. Jayant Gupta is also with us. Mr. Gupta, what's the sense that you're getting?
See, we have to divide this problem into two. One is the governance aspect, the other is the legal point. As for the governance, because we always maintain that it starts when the legal boundary stops. So from the governance perspective, Mr. Mallya is under cloud, and we have been writing it right from the beginning that he is under cloud, so he should, as a moral responsibility, he should step out till such time his name is cleared. Coming back to legal things, as Pratibha has said, there is a contract between Diageo and Mr. Mallya. Now, how far that contract will sustain or will remain is to be seen, because if there is something which has been done wrong, will that contract sustain? It will be only known when we go through the contract. But the position is that whether the shareholders, whether the minority shareholders, the 46% shareholders, who are also shareholders of USL along with that, should go along with the contract that has been signed between Diageo and something. In my opinion, the Diageo and the company should bring the shareholder agreement for ratification to the shareholder. Let us see what minority shareholders do. Coming to the next point, it is going to be a royal legal battle, because both sides are not short of money and they have hired the best legal brains. But here the regulator has a very important role to play. We have pointed out earlier that the write-off of 4,500 odd crore in White and Mackay's sale, to us it was a transaction which got a suspicion, because 7 years in their balance sheet annual report they have been writing that White and Mackay has been performing well. Suddenly they have to write 4,500 crore. There should be investigation of each and every transaction that happened between USL and the subsidiaries which funded White and Mackay. Second thing is this: last year in November, they had brought about 12 transactions, out of which 9 were related party transactions. And most of the transactions were of the nature that this is valid till such time Mr. Mallya is the chairman of the board. So we said whether this is for the benefit of the company or for the chairman. So all these things needs to be investigated by the regulator, and shareholders should ask questions. The issue is, what did Diageo do at the time of due diligence, whether they played ball with Mr. Mallya or not. And next point is this: as far as my knowledge is concerned, Pratibha would be able to correct me, that chairman of the board is decided by the director legally. It is not elected by the shareholder. Of course, generally the practice in India is that the people appoint shareholder chairman also in the board. But company law states that the board elects its own chairman. So the board has very much right to say that, okay, now XYZ will be the chairman, Mr. Mallya will not be the chairman. But here the problem would be, because election of Mr. Mallya as a chairman has happened through the shareholder meeting. But in my opinion, it is the right time for the regulator to attack or act and see what is there. And my request is that the PwC report should be made public, because why it should be hidden from any other shareholder?
Okay, fair point. Pratibha, you just want to answer that? The chairman is normally elected by the board?
That is correct. So let's look at what at least publicly has been stated. The resolution that was moved was for removal as chairman and director. Now, removal of director is the prerogative of the shareholders.
Fair enough.
And removal of chairman is something that the board can do unanimously. But if you look at the resolution that was passed, the board first tried to ask Mr. Mallya to resign. Right? That is typically the moral pressure that the board puts. Asking and giving the opportunity to the director to resign, so you don't have to go through the legal process. Plus, given that there is a right under the shareholders agreement, which is probably incorporated in the articles, for a shareholder to appoint the chairman and for other shareholder to vote along, it's unlikely that the board will exercise that power and will defer to the shareholders to take this decision to avoid legal issues later.
Okay, fair point. Mr. Gupta, now what are the various next steps? We should, of course, expect Dr. Mallya to go to court and try and defend his rights. Probably he was given the right to stay on as chairman in the Diageo agreement. The other part, you would expect that there will be some proactive steps taken by the regulator in terms of the happenings in in USL that you referred to, agreement over White and Mackay, the reportage of White and Mackay's performance. You think all this will be done by the regulator?
I do not say I think. I wish that it should be done, for the simple reason we have very clearly moved from an era where the anything or everything was allowed to happen in the company. Now it is a transparent manner, and if such things have come to the notice of public and regulator, it is right that action is initiated so that confidence of investing public remains intact, or it is not dwindled. My issue is very simple. Two and two adds together. See, till now nobody believed that this is wrong. Now when the PwC report has itself brought down that there were something which were not done rightly, so then it is likely that earlier things also were not done rightly.
Then many more, many more skeletons will tumble. In that case, even the auditors will be held to question, isn't it?
So I think you have to read the last year's auditor's report. Auditors have just fallen short of writing that there is a fraud in the company. If you just read the last line of the BSR Associates audit report, you will find that they have just fallen short of writing that there is fraud.
Okay. Pratibha, just one last question. Sure. So go ahead.
Please, sir.
Yeah, today with lot of responsibilities being fixed on auditors under the Companies Act for reporting of the fraud, it will be very interesting to see what are their observations in this audit report.
Okay. So Pratibha, just one last question to you before we wind up. You did mention that the removal of directors is a prerogative of the shareholders. So if you go by the precedents of earlier cases, how long does it generally take for a board which has a controlling stake to oust a director? What do you think would be the next course of action and the timeline?
So the timeline broadly is at about 45 days, because you've got to first, it depends whether the notice comes from the shareholder or the board itself calls for a meeting for removal of the shareholder. Either case, you have to give notice to the concerned director that he's being removed and given the opportunity to be heard at the shareholders meeting. And there are strict timelines provided for the notice period. So for example, 14 days for giving notice of the requisition of the meeting, etc. So typically 45 days, but in between, if there is a stay from any court, then of course all of that timeline doesn't matter. Just one thing I will add to what Mr. Gupta was saying. I think it's very important, the legal point that I'm stating is all as per the law today. But this is a listed company, and the public policy angle will take precedence over, any of the contractual obligations, and I do expect SEBI to take a more proactive role in terms of looking at the reports, the suggestion that the reports have been submitted to the regulator. And the second thing, you're right, I mean, I think we'll have to see the repercussions of this on the other directors. If the auditors thought that there is a fraud but didn't declare it fully, or the directors did not report the wrongdoings when they were required to, because the 2013 Act, the new Companies Act, is very stringent. So the repercussions on directors, auditors and Diageo itself, which is a US listed company, I think that will get panned out. So it's very interesting that Diageo has brought this out, in light now.
Point taken. Pratibha, Mr. Gupta,